Alright, trying to set that up there. Yeah, I'm using the Zoom here, finally. I thought I want to give my 2 cents on something. Now, I don't usually talk about things like this at all, but, you know, I can understand all the concern and everything that people have with this whole situation with Sony getting hacked, and primarily because of the movie The Interview, which is a comedy, a Seth Rogen comedy. Now let's keep in mind about Seth Rogen, okay? He's a good comedic actor, no doubt about it. Very funny, but he can be controversial, and he can at times push the wrong buttons. And if Seth is, I guess, behind the idea for this movie happening, or this movie coming into being and being made with Sony's help, then I think obviously, you can't put all the blame on Sony. They were only distributing what they felt was going to be a very funny comedy for the holiday season. They probably didn't realize that Seth Rogen is the kind of guy that, with all due respect to him, because like I say, he's very funny and could do a good movie every now and then, a good comedy every now and then. But he's the kind of guy that can be very controversial when he wants to be. And he's also the kind of guy that could push the wrong buttons. Now, I have no doubt that maybe in his mind and in his heart, he had good intentions for this movie. It's like he wasn't trying to mock North Korea or the leader. But unfortunately, in the eyes of North Korea, and probably in the eyes of the leader, or at least the people of North Korea, that's exactly what he did. And maybe he didn't see that. Maybe he didn't realize that. And we can bitch and moan and complain at the fact that Sony cowered because of this, that America is cowering because of this. No, America is not cowering because of this. No. Sony, you could probably say they are, but they're not. But what they're doing is what they're doing is out of safety precaution. Yeah, a lot of people are miffed. A lot of actors, Ben Stiller, you know, Russell Crowe, you name it. Anybody who's anybody in Hollywood, anybody like myself, like an average Joe like myself on YouTube, some of us have bitched and moaned and complained that the freedom of speech has been lost. I mean, The Interview is not the only movie involving North Korea that has been basically shelved or temporarily placed on hold. You got the Team America movie. You've got Steve Carell's movie. Steve Carell's movie. Steve Carell's movie. You got all these movies that have North Korea involved somehow, with the dramatic movie, a comedic movie, a blend of both, a thriller, an action adventure, suspense, mystery. They've all been shelved. And any plans to do a movie in the future involving North Korea, guess what? Change the country right now. Change the target right now. The target country that you're going to involve right now, because guess what? It's not going to, because right now, the way things are, it's better to just, if you're thinking of doing a movie and you're thinking of involving North Korea, change it to another country. Keep it in the U.S., do it in Mexico, do it in the U.K., wherever. Just, for safety precautions, change the location. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. And you know what? I don't think we've seen the last or heard the last of The Interview movie. Okay? Now, like I said, Seth Rogen is the kind of guy that can be controversial and push the wrong buttons, even if he has good intentions. And he probably did have good intentions with this movie, but he just didn't realize the mess it was going to cause. So I don't think we've heard the end of this movie. I think what Seth Rogen's going to do, along with Sony and anybody else involved with the project, is going to say, let's go back, let's reshoot this film, let's reshoot certain scenes, which is practically the whole damn film, but let's reshoot it let's add another country, or let's do a fake country. A fake country. That's probably better safe bet. A fake country. Because that's what movies are. They're about fantasy, right? Do a fake country. Go with that. And there you go. You're off to the races. No harm, no harm, no foul. You can still do your interview movie, but you can do it in a foreign country that's completely fake. That's make believe. And I apologize for that. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I think either somebody sending a text message to somebody else outside, or someone sending a text message to me or something. So I apologize for that sound. But anyway, getting back onto what I'm talking about, the movie I don't think we've heard the last of. Because let's be honest, Hollywood has been known to pull movies from the theaters. We know that they've been known to do this, but I don't think we've seen the end of this movie. And like I said, Hollywood has done this before. And anytime when we finally have seen the movie that we thought was going to come out years before, or years at, or years, we thought was going to come out years before, it's finally coming out. So I don't think we've seen the end of the interview. I think sooner or later this movie is going to get a theatrical release. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have to edit it around, maybe add some kind of wording at the beginning of the film saying this was supposed to come out in 2014, but due to real life situations, we held it back till now. So any references to like 2014, just deal with it. I could see that happening. So I wouldn't put it past Sony entirely. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past Seth Rogen entirely. What Seth could do is he could take Sony out of the picture. He could say Sony, you don't want nothing to do with this movie? That's okay, fine. I'll release it independently. He could do that. He could actually do that. Think about it. He could independently release this movie, and in a sense, Sony wouldn't be the forefront. He could still release this film. But then again, there's that whole worry of, oh, what if we get bombed? Or what if we get attacked? Basically, this whole situation with North Korea, according to several news sites, the whole, oh, we're going to threaten to blow up movie theaters, it's nothing but fear. Nothing to throw fear out. They throw out the mention of 9/11 because they know that's still, in a sense, even though that was 13 years ago, it's still fresh in a lot of people's minds. And a lot of people are going to, when they see that reference, and they hear, oh, by the way, the attacks will be worse than 9/11. Okay, we get it. We get what you're getting at. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure if the interview would have gone in a way that made North Korea, in their eyes, look good, and made the leader look good, that they wouldn't have had a problem. But because of the situation going on right now, there's a problem. So again, though, like I mentioned, America is not cowering. Sony probably did the right thing. In fact, I believe they did the right thing for right now. But I also don't believe we've seen the end of the interview. Again, like I said, Hollywood has been known to do this due to certain reasons. And sooner or later, that movie has seen a release. And I'm sure the same could be said for the interview, for the Team America movie that's coming, and for whatever Steve Carell movie would be coming. I'm pretty sure those movies will see releases soon. We just gotta wait till things are settled down. Now, do I believe North Korea could be behind what's happened? In a sense, maybe. I have to kind of think maybe it's too much of a coincidence that this is happening at the same time. But then again, maybe maybe they contacted, maybe they paid off some people outside the country to do this, like some other people, like some news sources are reporting. But we don't know. They could have done with some news reports are saying that they could have had kids that they had trained, people they had trained since kids doing this. Or they could, like I said, they could have aligned themselves or paid off people outside the country to do it. Because if this is all about just getting rid of the interview movie, why bother with anybody else's information? Why bother with the personal information, emails, and social security numbers, excuse me, of people like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Tom Cruise, all these big names and semi-big names and people involved with Sony and mostly with Hollywood. Why do that? So to me, if North Korea was totally behind this, I can understand targeting the interview movie. And yeah, they did send out a threat that mentioned 9/11, like I said, but still, that's all about trying to resurface that fear because they know, in a sense, that even though it was 13 years ago, it's still kind of fresh in people's minds. People remember where they were when 9/11 occurred. So I can understand, like I said, Sony's reasoning for doing this. But again, like I said, I don't think we've seen the end of it. I don't think we've heard the last of it. There's going to be too many actors and actresses and fans all over. They're going to be petitioning and saying this is wrong, that this movie needs to be released. It's a comedy. North Korea needs to deal with it and realize it's not depicting them in any way. It's a comedy. It's not to be taken seriously. But we just gotta wait and see what happens. But like I said, I don't think we've seen the end of this movie. It's gonna find a way to be released in theaters, and if not in theaters, it's gonna find a way to be released on DVD, Blu-ray, Netflix, streaming, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna find a way. I mean, if it's found a way to be leaked online as we speak, it's gonna find a way. Believe me. So that's just my thoughts of it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Let me know if you agree or not, and I'll talk to y'all later.